Heyo, what is going on?
What's up, folks?
It's Danny Boy,
What's up?
it's Billy Boy, and we're live after, let's be honest, what was a disastrous week 10, um,
My
for the two of
God.
us. Now, of course, the rest of the NFL, they can celebrate and they could be happy and everything. We can't have nice things, Billy Boy. We
We
can't.
really can have nice things. It was just, and plus, there weren't really a lot that great games this week either.
No.
So this was, you know how we keep saying the NFL is underwhelming? Case in point. Thank you.
Mhm.
Good night. God bless. But
We'll get to the NFL in a bit. We also have
before we
college football to
continue,
talk about. So,
today's
yes.
Veterans Day, so we want to just thank, if we have any veterans who are listeners, we want to thank you all for your service to our country. We want to thank you all for your service to our country.
Yep. And of course, I always think about my grandfather during his day. He passed a long time ago. But you know, big time war man, he obviously fought for America. He's from Puerto Rico. So, but he fought for America in the wars that he was put in and he proudly served. And, I think about it to this day, just how unbelievable of a man he was and, great father figure and hero. So, sending love to everyone on Veterans Day. And thank you for the sacrifice that you did for us. It's tremendous.
Yeah. So, you know what? We're going to say this. Since we just told you the NFL Week 10 was just underwhelming, we're going to start with some college football.
Sure.
College actually had a pretty good week.
Yeah, well, the game that was on my television station was kind of shitty, but yeah, sure, we can
And
say
what
that.
game was that? That was the LSU game.
It was, yeah, Alabama. Yeah, LSU.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay. Oregon beat Maryland 39 to 18. The Ohio State beat Purdue 45 to nothing. Ole Miss beat Georgia 28 to 10. Georgia Tech, big upset alert. Wee wee
Hello.
wee, upset alert. Unranked Georgia Tech beat number 4 Miami Hurricanes. Am I 28 to 23? Can you believe it, Pally?
Crazy.
And a shout out to my good friend Kevin Gonzalez. I'm I'm sure he's probably in a predicament today. He's a big Miami fan, so I'm sure this did not make him happy.
Okay.
But anyway, Texas beat Florida 49 to 17. Penn State beat Washington 35 to 6. Tennessee beat Mississippi State 33 to 14. Indiana beat Michigan 20 to 15. And here's a game that's bringing a lot of controversy. BYU beat Utah 22 to 21. And did you hear about this? Mark Harlan, he's the athletic director of Utah. Did you hear about this? Oh, you heard about this, didn't you?
Barely. We'll recall we can.
After the game, Harlan took to the mic and criticized not only the game's officials, but the Big 12 conference. Hey, he thinks the game is rigged. They were words he'll have to pay for it, literally, according to MSN. Harlan's been fined 40 grand.
Oh shit. I didn't realize it was 40 grand, but go ahead.
The conference announced that Harlan has been warned that a repeat of such behavior will result in a more serious penalty. I think we're serious enough. If we If we got fined 40 grand, we'd be bankrupt, wouldn't we, Reg?
I would have to sell everything in desperation mode.
He addressed the media before the coach did, following Utah's loss, which dropped to 4-5 and 1-5 in the Big 12. And you know
Mhm.
what? Here is what he said. And we'll react to this. I'm gonna play it. Oh, hold on.
You have a video?
Yeah, I do right here. Let me just
Okay.
can you hear it?
Barely.
This game was absolutely stolen from us. We were excited for 12 years. This game was absolutely stolen from us. We were excited about being in the Big 12, but tonight I am not. We won this game. Someone else stole it from us. Very disappointed. I will talk to the commissioner. This was not fair to our team. I'm disgusted by the professionalism of the officiating crew tonight. Thank you. For 12 years.
Oh,
Can I just say, what a baby?
well, he cares about the sport. That's what it is, you know. He he wants to make sure that, you know, there's fairness in the game, but I don't know what else to tell him, like I don't know what else to tell him.
Yeah, but he's paying for it, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have an issue with him going after the officials, though. I just think that's kind of late. Is that the real reason why he's getting fined? Because he went after the officials?
That and because he won after the Big 12 conference.
Okay, but who cares? Like that to me is not a real reason to fine people. To me, a real reason, if he does something absolutely defamatory or something that is just absolutely outrageous. That to me is not outrageous. I get that you don't the conference. I get you don't want criticism from members of your conference or whatever, or even if it was an outside member. But it's like that to me is not that big a deal. Um, and look, you're gonna disagree with the refs. You know, there's gonna be missed calls, gonna be missed penalties, and I think, I think Utah and many other schools should have a right to complain if they feel like their boys were cheated out, or if there was women's sports, their girls were cheated out of the game.
No,
I
absolutely.
don't know if I agree with the fine. Look, you can be mad at him. That's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm totally okay with the Congress being like, "Yo, what the hell?" But you don't have to fine him $40,000 for comments. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that was a little ridiculous.
Oh, I could totally agree. So yeah, with that being said, BYU beats Utah 22-21.
Mhm.
Alabama beats LSU 42-13,
Right.
in which a game that did not live up to the hype.
It was supposed to be a close match. I mean, we were talking about it all week over at the station. We're like, it's gonna be a big game, and because it's a big game, we're gonna stay long and everything. No, no, everything. We were all done before midnight. That's how bad it was. It was pretty bad. Um,
Boise State beat Nevada 28-21. Kansas beat Iowa State 45 to 36. Virginia beat Pittsburgh 24 to 19. Colorado beat Texas Tech 41 to 27. Washington State beats Utah State 49-28. Clemson beats Virginia Tech 24 to 14. Missouri beats Oklahoma 30 to 23. And Army undefeated 14 to 3 against North Texas. And of course, guess what? You know, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish beating the Florida State Seminoles 52 to 3. Like I said, big upsets this weekend too. Miami and Georgia Tech. Ole Miss beating Georgia. So we got some. Oh, oh, sorry.
Oh,
It's like this flare in my camera right now.
oh no.
No, it's like, hold on. Okay, I just had to clean my camera off. I'm good. Um, anyway, so yeah, what a week in college football. Notre Dame hopefully stays in the top 10. So yeah, that was college football week. Things are about to get interesting. We got rivalry week. Sorry, can't talk today. Rivalry week up in a couple weeks. So can't wait to see what happens. You?
Oh man, I'm pumped, dude.
Okay. Now let's go to it's Misery Monday here on SIN. It's you know what they say, Reggie. Misery loves company. Am I right?
Well, you're definitely not wrong. I'll tell you that much. Um, yeah, I mean, look, I ended up waking up early because well, I wanted to help out Rifkin with the Sunday Sideline Report, so I ended up waking up early anyway, and I caught the first half of that Giants game. I stopped watching after that first half. It was bad. It was a bad game. I know the Panthers had a lead at that point, but both teams are playing horribly. So it was bad football. I had no desire to watch the rest of it. Everything else just kept up via highlights and the phone. Um, I'll say this about Bill. I mean, look, I know he made a massive mistake at the end, Tyrone Tracy Jr., but Tyrone Tracy, I think, is the real deal. Like, I really like his ability to run.
No, I
And
do too.
I think he'd be very explosive in this league. So, if I'm and he's a young dude. I really hope he doesn't like really hang on to it too much. He'll get it more opportunities. He's gonna get uh chances to score, help this team win, and whenever that is, obviously. And he's gonna forget about that fumble. So I wouldn't worry too much if I was that kid. From the Giants, though, I don't know. Like, you're running out of time. You know, you are what you are. You're a bad team. You're a losing football team, and losing football teams make changes.
And you know what?
I know Mara was really, really, really serious about keeping him. I would consider listening to your fans and maybe have to start making some changes. If
But you
not to
know
the
what?
coaching staff or to the front office, definitely with some players. Because this is, again, you are what you are, a losing football team.
Yeah. And let's just say in Germany, the Giants got some Schadenfreude. They got some Schadenfreude. Anyway, but anyway, the but no, it's Jonesver. It's Jonesver. The the Daniel Jones era.
Interesting way to put it, Bill. It's Jonesford.
Okay, not my best way. Not my best work. I'll admit
It's,
that.
it's a weird way to say it.
But anyway,
Yeah, no,
hey,
no, okay.
y'all gotta give me some credit for trying though. Anyway, no, the Daniel Jones era in New York Giants football should have been over 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It should have been over a while ago.
It should have been over when Brian Dable got the job, but
And
they
like,
didn't want to do that because he was still under contract or whatever it is. They picked up his
how many
agent.
times do I have to say this,
Just
Reg?
like guys, it's very simple. Look, new coach, new regime. Doesn't he deserve to have his own quarterback that he can develop? And if not a new young quarterback, doesn't he deserve to go out and get a veteran quarterback? Like these are things that I'm trying to understand from the Giants' perspective that they did not do. Um, they forced Daniel Jones onto this regime. I know they gave him a contract extension. I get that. They gave him too much money. I get that. But let's be honest, this is not Dable's guy. It never has been. And I don't think he's interested in trying to develop him because he knows what he is.
This is just you lose to the freaking Carolina Panthers. This is a joke.
I think right now the Giants really have to consider, just consider. They really have to consider just, you know, tanking the season and making changes. That's where I'm at right
Here's where I could see
now. Tank the
happening
season,
now.
make changes.
Here's what I could see happening right now. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the first pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Sharir Sanders, quarterback, University of Colorado. Or, ladies and gentlemen, in the second pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Cam Ward, quarterback, University of Miami.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
So anyway, and because you know what it is, it's like first half the Giants were a mess. Second half they looked slightly less of a mess. They got the game into OT. But you know what? I'm sorry. That's not impressive when you're playing literally the worst team in the NFL.
It's bad, dude. It's a disaster.
And you know what it is? And it's like what we said about Daniel Jones. Okay, couple things. And Reg, I sound like a broken record right now. One, Daniel Jones was not worth $45 million. I don't
Mhm. Yeah,
freaking
two,
have
yeah,
to say that.
yeah. 190 yards passing and two interceptions, no touchdowns. Is definitely not $40 million.
Daniel Jones was not worth $45 million. I'm like, I am so tired of saying this, Reg. I'm so freaking tired of saying this, you know?
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, oh, it wasn't that much, buddy. Shut up. You should have tagged Daniel Jones. You should have got Saquon, but there's no use on Monday morning quarterbacking, except that's what we do on this show because it's Monday morning. But anyway, one. And two, I hope that Daniel Jones, and I hope that John Mara sees that, hey, maybe it's time to go in a new direction. But what do we always say? John Mara's too busy
Mhm.
trying to paint a nice picture for the press than he is actually doing something. Because we say this every week, Reg, when it comes to the internal stuff, the Giants are basically the Jets with better PR.
Yeah. And Bill, I'm so glad that you're embracing this idea. Hey, look, we need to start talking about the Giants like we do the Jets. I'm so glad that you're embracing it because no one else is embracing it.
Really, what are other people saying?
Well, other people, obviously, people are saying that the Giants suck and they don't belong on the same field as many of these teams, and they're a disastrous franchise. But then they spin it like later on, as if it's a good thing. You know, they later say, you know what, there's more hope for the Giants, right? And they find ways, whether it's John Maris saying something, whether it's the coach saying something, whether it's the players saying something, they always find a way, the media and all these talking heads, whether it's on ESPN or Fox, they always find a way to take what's said and be like, you know what? It's not as bad as you think it is. They're just one player away and everything. When it comes to the Jets, it's always a disaster. And everything that they say and do is drama filled and juicy and just painful and absolutely just, you know, awful. When are we going to start talking about the Giants like we do the Jets? Because I watch these same football games, Bill, and
Yeah, I yes.
it's awful. Final score 2017.
The
Yeah,
score was
20
close
to
to 17,
17.
actually
Let me
was.
get that. Let me get that right, Bill. I want to get it right. Like I said, Daniel Jones only had 190 yards passing and 2 interceptions. Um, and the Giants just again not doing much on offense. Yeah, both teams weren't doing much on offense. The Panthers don't scare me. Why can't they? Why can't the Giants realize that?
No, I absolutely agree. Like you lost to the worst. Oh no, I'm sorry. You lost to the now second worst team in football. Congratulations.
2-8, New
Oh my
York
God.
Football
Actually, no,
Giants.
they'd be the third worst team because now the Jacksonville Jaguars are now the worst team because if the season were to end today, the Jaguars would have the number one draft pick.
Uh,
And listen, I see either Sharir Sanders or Cam Ward in the future because it depends on what way are the Jaguars going to go. Are they going to stick it out with Trevor Lawrence? Are they going to go? Is it time for someone else? The New York Giants right now, Giant fans, listen. I think Reggie's right. We need to start talking about the Giants like we do the Jets. They're a mess. The Giants are an absolute mess right now, and we need to admit that, you know?
yeah.
All right, so but no, you know John Mara, he's like that guy who's been married 4 times. He's on his fifth wife. I mean, not literally, but you get what the analogy I'm saying. He's on his fifth wife and trying, even though the marriage is not going so well, he's like, see, everything's fine. That's what he's doing right now with the Giants. He knows things aren't fine. You're too busy painting a picture with the for the press than you are trying to fix your team. And thankfully, we have a bye week. We got a bye week coming up, Reggie. We can't lose. We can't lose.
Uh,
Oh, we'll find some way to lose the bye week, won't we?
okay. Um, let's look at the rest of the scores. What a
Yeah.
disgrace.
Okay.
Absolute disgrace. New England, Chicago. How about this, Bill? The Chicago Bears losing badly, 19-3 over the Drake May and the New England Patriots. This is a game that I picked Chicago to win,
I
and it
did too.
clearly bit me in the butt because Chicago was nowhere to be found on either side of the ball. So really, really bad football there. Buffalo Bills, they actually helped my Jets. A lot of people helped the Jets yesterday. Of course, the Jets, we'll get to in a second, can't help themselves. Um, 30-20 final score. Bills over the Colts. There was a late touchdown, but that didn't really matter. Really, the final score was 30-13. Um, but the Buffalo Bills, they're really starting to become a true force in the AFC as we now are starting to understand which teams are the great teams, which teams are just the plain just ugly. Um, and Bills improved to 8-2. The Colts fall to 4-6. Denver, how about this? The Chiefs and the Broncos. In the final seconds, the Chiefs had a chance to win the game and beat the undefeated. Sorry, the Broncos had a chance to win the game and beat the undefeated Chiefs. And Bill, the Chiefs blocked the punt of the
Oh,
field
I
goal.
saw.
They
Yep.
blocked the field goal. And oh boy, that was something sweet because once again, unlike the Jets, who can't help themselves, the Chiefs actually helped them. So a miracle when we actually get help and then nothing happens in return for the
Yeah.
championship.
Didn't you see that blocked field goal yesterday? That
The
was
block
awesome.
field goal, Mahomes going crazy, crowd going crazy. Chiefs survived what was one of the worst games they've played this season. And look, let's be honest, the Chiefs are a very soft 9-0. They're a soft 9-0. This competition's not very good. How in the world can you lose that close to the Denver Broncos? Denver Broncos are not that they're a good team, they're a respectable team, decent. They're not that good to be
I'll,
that competitive.
I'll tell you this though, Reggie. Are you ready?
What's up?
The Chiefs are going to have their big test this coming weekend
Mhm.
against the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
Speaking of the Bills with the Colts beat, shout out to our good friend Adam Reeder, who was there yesterday.
He was there, yes.
And then he went to the Pacers game afterwards. Hell of a day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and he always does these tailgating adventures on the road. So shout out to him and his family. They really know how to party.
Hopefully he introduces his baby boy to that.
Yeah, let's see, man.
What if
Um,
his son becomes a Jet fan? That'd be hilarious.
it won't happen.
I'm just saying it'd be funny.
He is surrounded by Buffalo royalty. If he dares go becomes a fan of a different franchise, that's a failure. No offense, Adam. You're a good guy. I know you'll do the right thing, but you know, Jesus.
Anyway,
Okay. More scores. More scores.
okay, more scores. We got the Saints beating the
Yeah. How
Falcons
about that?
20 to 17.
Yeah, not a little shocked here, but Saints played out of their minds, and Kirk Cousins, while he threw for 300 plus yards, he didn't have a passing touchdown. So, um, threw 38 times and missed 15 times. That's not a good day for Kirk Cousins. Saints defense was lethal. They made the plays when they had to, and they scored when they had to as well. Big second quarter, they scored 17, Bill, 17 points. And obviously, the Falcons, they'll always try to come back, but the Saints defense held their own, did a very good job there, and I'm proud to be wrong on that one. That was a great win for the Saints. It's not going to mean anything, but it was a great win.
Okay. We got the 49ers beating the Bucks 23 to 20.
Game-winning field goal by Moody. Then the 49ers getting healthier and healthier. Buccaneers made it a game, and there were a couple missed field goals by the Niners as well, but they were able to edge by and get the win. Uh, wasn't pretty, but they were able to get the win. Buccaneers fall to 4-6 on the season. Yikes.
The Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Washington Commanders 28 to 27.
Yeah, this was a tough one because as the Pittsburgh Steelers They got to stop on defense. The Commanders try to get that first down, but the spot of the ball that they gave at the end of the game was just terrible. I mean, if you look at the replays, the Commanders get that first down. They should have continued that drive, but the referee's terrible spot, and yeah, just awful, just really really awful,
Oh, they
uh,
absolutely should have.
and then of course the ending of the game it was rough because the Steelers get the ball back, and Commanders had already used their three timeouts. All they needed was a first down. They're 1 yard away on 4th and 1, and then of course a hard count by Russell Wilson. It draws the Commanders offside, and that was the end of the game. It was a tough one to watch. But it was a good game. Not the greatest game from Jaden Daniels though. Jaden Daniels struggled all day. Um, he didn't have a passing touchdown. A lot of the touchdowns it was came from rushing. Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols. They're the three touchdowns on the day. And then of course the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson had three on the day, uh, and did a very nice job. Um, Really, really getting the Steelers team to 7-2. How about Mike Williams scoring the game-winning touchdown, Bill? Mike Williams, who was just in the building at Florham Park, talking about how he's not getting many opportunities, talking about how he's ruining the team's chances to win because he can't be in sync with Rodgers. Well, he was barely in Pittsburgh, and he's very much in sync with Russell Wilson. So
So,
the Jets they're a terrible franchise. Let's
and
just
I think that was a very subtle middle finger to,
mm. Oh yeah, and he did run the red line, Aaron Rodgers.
what was that?
At, the red line, when Rodgers criticizing for not running the correct route
Yes.
in Minnesota against Minnesota. So he ran the red line.
So, you know what? I don't know if you're doing it because you're a Jets fan and like don't want to see your wide receiver on another team, but I congratulate Mike Williams.
Yeah, no, no, but God bless him. And you know what? Continue to stick it up our asses because the Jets clearly have no clue what they're doing. We got a fifth round pick for Mike Williams. I wonder what they're going to use that on while he goes to the Super Bowl this season or close to it, whatever the hell it is. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-2. Commanders fall to 7-3. They're still a very good team. But now first place is on the line because they face the Eagles on Thursday night, the Washington Commanders. So
Oh, that's going to be a good game.
that's gonna be a tremendous game there.
And don't
Okay,
forget to
how
check
about
out
this?
Thursday Night Gridiron.
Yeah. These Thursday night games been pretty good lately. I'm glad we're getting some competitive stuff.
Last year they were a joke.
Duds. And they were duds up until the Jets week. So awful.
All right. The Vikings beat the Jaguars 12-7.
This was a bad day for Sam Darnold. I don't care what it was bad. Three interceptions. But somehow, some way, the Vikings were able to overcome all the Sam Darnold's mistakes, and they were able to edge out a victory, scoring six four-quarter points to put them ahead. Uh, just a really ugly, ugly, ugly win. And of course, the Jaguars, they don't do anything. They scored one touchdown, and it was in the first quarter, and that was it. So the Vikings defense, all they had to do was make big stops, which they did. And then, of course, the Vikings, they didn't have to really do much after that. So ugly.
Oh, absolutely. The Jaguars, like I said, they're now the worst team in the NFL. If the season were to end today, they'd be getting the number one pick. And you know what? I think it's safe to say Doug Peterson will not have a job when the season's over.
Yeah, a lot of changes are going to be made this offseason for sure.
Doug Peterson will not have a job. I'm calling it right now.
Yep. Oh my God.
Okay. Next, the Chargers beat the Titans 27 to 17.
27-17. Um, Impressive from Will Levis, but the Chargers are just better. They're better coached. They have better offense, and you know, the defense was I too from LA. Again, the Titans are 2-7, so they're not going to capitalize much. But you know, that's just football, man. You run into a better team, they're going to kick you.
Quentin Johnson's touchdown yesterday.
It was huge.
Huge.
That was massive.
Yeah. And hey, the Giants are sucking, and I get to say this to Mark Olaf Sky Halpern, the Cowboys too, losing to the Eagles 34 to 16. No, 34 to 6. I don't know why I said 6.
34-6. If you just added 10 points to that, can you believe? Oh my God.
No, I
They
just
could use the free 10 points. Wouldn't matter, but they could use the free 10 points though.
but no, the Eagles just and that the Eagles just went in and yikes.
My fantasy player of the day was Jalen Hurts. I didn't know how much of a fantasy impact he had on on any team really. But all I said was this is the Dallas Cowboys. They're in disarray. They're a mess, and we took advantage. He pounced the Cowboys team that was just awful. They're awful defensively. I don't want to hear that they're banged up because their defense was terrible before they were banged. So I don't want to hear that BS. And look, I know Dak Prescott, he ain't playing the rest of the season, but the Cowboys are what they are, bad, and they need to make changes. It's not all the Cowboys season has been fair, but
Dak being
they're a
hurt and
mess.
everything.
They're a mess. Um,
With
it,
Dak
it,
being
it
hurt and everything.
it's really sucky for the Cowboys. I thought Cooper Rush. I think he went out there and tried his best. Obviously, was not very good. Trey Lance eventually came in and doing a bunch of garbage time BS. Um, no, no, that's just the bottom line. Hurts was kicking ass. So was your boy Saquon. He didn't score any touchdowns, but still. Um, yeah, no, it's rough for your Cowboys fan.
If you're a Cowboy fan, it's a rough day, rough night.
It's rough. It's
Yeah.
also it's also rough being a Jets fan
Oh boy.
because the
You guys got
Jets,
manhandled
who
yesterday.
had all the help possible, the Bengals lost, the Colts lost, the Broncos lost. They're all in front of the Jets. And the Jets could have been a game out of the playoff spot had they won, but no, of course they did not win. Um, ah, the defense was the major problem, and look, offense too. Offense didn't move, but the offense, let's be honest, you know, they wouldn't even stand a chance if they had it because of the fact that the Jet defense was just absolutely huge. They were no show. It was absolutely horrible.
And
And
you know what?
and yeah, no, the season's over for sure. I cannot trust this team anymore. I didn't trust it. I'm glad that I did not pick them to win because um you can't trust this team, man. You can't trust them to
Yeah.
be ready. And once again, they were not ready. Penalties, not many penalties. They again didn't really matter. Um, but but like I said, no show on defense. Offense, they had some things they did right, but then of course, once the wheels started falling, everything falls. It's a domino effect. Um, Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
No, but you want to know something. First of all, my cousin Brian was actually in Arizona. He was actually at
Oh,
the game
oh,
yesterday.
oh, God bless him.
But anyway, the Jets, I'm so you know what was the downfall of your season?
Hmm.
And I know it's only November 11th. We shouldn't be having this conversation till like at Christmas, but the downfall of your season is the Jets were too busy catering to the spoiled baby known as Aaron
Hmm.
Rodgers.
Yeah. And let's call it what it is. I still supported the firing of Robert Saleh. I still support it to this day. I have no issue with it because I'm just being honest with you, Bill. If you could put any coach with this team, it would not matter. This team is just not built to win. They were
You could give
not
them
built to
Andy Reid
win.
or Bill Belichick and they'd still be crap.
Yeah, no, they're a bad football team. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with coaching. They're a bad football team. And yes, would a coach make a difference? Sure. Yeah, if you had an Andy Reid type guy, if you had a Bill Belichick, if you had some of the best coaches that have ever coached in the NFL, would this team be more watchable? Would they actually try their best, make some effort at it? Yeah, probably, probably. But eventually, your flaws are going to outweigh everything else. And that's exactly what was on display. Just a horrible, horrible day. The defense was a non-factor. The tackling was putrid. Missed tackles everywhere. And I am not calling Sauce Gardner Sauce until he actually proves that he could be a big time player. He's Ahmad Gardner,
That's his real name.
Ahmad Gardner. So yeah, the Jets are a disaster. Aaron Rodgers is a disaster. I know, look, I get it. The season is not entirely on him. There are other issues with this team, but he's part of the problem, and we have to just say it. He cannot be on this team next season. He can't. And he just has not acted like the Aaron Rodgers that everyone expected. I didn't expect it, but everyone else did, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So once again, I was right, Bill. I'm
How's it
not
feel to
happy
be
to be
right?
right. I wanted Aaron Rodgers to prove me wrong, but it didn't happen. I was proven right.
In the words of a certain tight NFL tight end's girlfriend,
Mhm.
him, hi, he's the problem, it's him.
Terrible. Um, yeah, no, the up and down just bad. They need to clean house and they need to revamp the entire team from front office, uh, football operations to the personnel. Obviously, like I said, I've been saying this all year. Don't just get rid of all the apples. Get rid of some of the, get rid of the bad apples. Keep some of the good apples.
Get rid
But
of Rodgers.
it's bad, dude. It's starting to really become one of the most nightmarish seasons I've ever experienced in my life. And a team that had winning expectations, it's time to blow it up, dude. Just like the Giants, we got to make changes. And
Whether
we have
you
to be
wear
honest
blue
with
or
ourselves
green,
about that.
you know what? Reg, I am calling for an alliance of Giants and Jet fans right now.
Yeah,
Let's come on, whether you wear blue or whether you wear green, let's put our differences aside and admit our teams suck and they need
yeah,
help. I am calling for an alliance right now. Reg, will you join our alliance, my alliance?
sure.
Will you
If
join
it
our
helps,
alliance, good people?
yeah. Now, of course, one team's going to benefit, right, from it.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
that's the only con, but whatever.
But right now, we have an alliance that admitted both our teams suck. And like you said, we need to start talking about the Giants like just like we talk about the Jets.
And then Sunday Night Football. Uh,
A
it,
halfway decent game last night.
yeah. Look, it was a bet. It was just. It wasn't even a back and forth. It was just a disastrous. Uh, and of course, very different tale of two halves. Houston seemed pretty dominant in the first half. Jared Goff throwing interception after interception after interception, excuse me, and just he just looked awful. But then, of course, he leads them back into the game. Of course, he does. And the Lions actually get back to being the Lions. They're dominant on defense. They're dominant on offense. Uh, I believe it was 19 unanswered points or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Detroit able to come off with a victory. A late field goal sealed the victory, and that's how the Lions win their game. Houston, and once again in the second half, this is I believe like the second or third straight game where in the second half they're absolute no shows. Houston. So they definitely have a problem there, and D'Amico Ryans has to figure it out, because if they have decent or very good first halves, but then they fall asleep in the second half, and you don't close out the game for a win, that's a concern. That's a massive concern. So
So
I would
this is more of
definitely
a
if I'm D'Amico, I would definitely start checking in on that, making sure your team is ready to play 60 minutes of football because
so is
clearly
this more of a Detroit win or a Houston loss?
I think I don't know. I don't know.
Because the Lions didn't have all that impressive of a game.
No. I'm gonna say this is more of a Detroit win. Yeah, let's go. We'll go with that. Detroit's a good team. They find ways to win. Terrible stuff. And then, of course, we have Monday Night Football, Miami, Dolphins facing the Los Angeles Rams. It's an ESPN only game, so you get to watch it on your
And you
television.
don't have to pay. Isn't that
uh,
wonderful, Reggie?
yeah, well, unless you already pay for cable, but yeah, you don't have to pay. It's amazing. Um, two bad teams facing each other. Again, just not exciting. The NFL just really has been exciting this season.
No, it really hasn't.
It has been exciting. This is the most exciting the most excited I've been so far. Obviously, this past Thursday, the Ravens Bengals, and then of course we have the Chiefs and the Bills playing next weekend. So
Maybe some excitement coming.
there you go. That's something. Potential AFC playoff matchups.
Hopefully.
Let's see.
And the Giants have off next week.
Yeah,
So
so we say goodbye to the Giants. Bill, you can rest for a week. My bye week's coming up.
we
I
can't
believe
lose.
I believe Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week is the bye week.
We can't lose, but dude, this team is so bad. We'll find some way to lose a
Yeah.
bye week.
So
But yeah, that's the NFL week. Well, wraps up tonight with Monday Night Football, which, and you know what's something? Not getting political here, but you know what's something we can all agree on, whether we voted for Trump or whether we voted for Harris?
mhm.
No, we had a Sunday with no political ads during football.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't it nice? We had a Sunday with no ads.
Oh yeah, those political ads are annoying.
You know,
So
here's what all they are. You
yeah.
ready? I'm an asshole. My opponent's an asshole. Well, my opponent's a bigger asshole.
No, you're both big assholes. That's what you are.
Yeah, but no, I'm not trying to get political here, Reg. I'm just saying it was so nice to watch football with no ads
No,
yesterday.
no, no. It's just we're watching the game and chilling out and having a good time.
So we can all agree it was lovely to watch games with no ads yesterday. I
Right.
think that's something that can unite us.
Yes.
Whether we're Republicans or Democrats, we can all be united that we were happy to watch games with no ads yesterday.
Oh my God,
It was
terrible.
lovely.
My God.
But anyway, but anyway, getting back to college football for a second, we talked about Kirk Herbstreit's dog last week. Ben, did you see the tribute?
I did not. No, I did not. But I'm sure it was nice. They did it on College Game Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when it was brought up, the crowd was shouting, "We love Ben! We love Ben!"
that's nice.
And
He was a staple.
Kirk Herbstreit got choked up.
Yeah.
And but he's got hopefully a new travel companion with him now.
Hmm.
His dog Peter,
Hey.
who's also a golden.
Aw.
And I remember I saw some of the Facebook comments. Peter's thinking, Ben was right. This is awesome. And did you see like when Ben was for college football games, he got a press pass.
Press pass.
The
Okay.
dog got Ben got a press pass.
It's media royalty. You got to give him a free one, right?
Yep, he walked around on his collar with his little credentials. So cute. But
Mm,
yeah, our condolences with the Herb Street family. We hope Peter becomes just as much as a staple as Ben did.
yeah.
But yeah. So, anything else, or is there nothing left to say now?
I'm gonna wrap it up by saying this. Jet fans, it's over.
It is
You-
over.
It's over. You can you can stop with your hypotheticals and your well, we're still mathematically alive, which is true,
The
but
math nerds,
let's be honest. The, they can never win the big game, and until they actually do it, not trusting
they
them.
can't. And you know what? I think some of you Jet fans need to be like us Giant fans and just admit we suck. The season's over. Have a
Well,
blessed.
I think Jet fans would be the first to tell you that this team is terrible. Like you don't have to wait. There's no admission needed to be made. The Jets are awful no matter what. Um, but I think that the hype was the fact that everything was happening that needed to happen. I think we just got caught up on that, and of course we realized that we got to take care of business.
We
We
got to
didn't.
take care of some business.
Yeah. So terrible.
Taking business.
Like, comment, and subscribe to that
Hit
YouTube.
that bell.
Um, and then follow us on the Twitter. I still call it Twitter. At S Insanity Real at SIN Sports Insane. Um, follow us on Facebook as well. We're live every Monday and Friday.
Yes,
Um,
we are.
And we are so pumped up to be live. If you don't want to if you don't want to hear or look at us, excuse me, get it right, Danny boy. If you don't want to look at us, you can always listen to us wherever you get your podcast.
Absolutely.
Danny boy signing off. That's Billy boy.
Stay safe. Take care.
We love you.
We love all of you. That went well.